Hi, I'm John Clasavage. I own Washington Street Books and Entertainment Museum in downtown Havre de Grace. We've been here for 30 years. We started out simple as half antiques, half photography, and 30 years later, we have all this. Our store is made up of 129, which is roughly 4,000 square feet, and 131, which is 2,000 square feet. So totally you have 6,000 square feet filled with books, music, toys, comics, a little bit of everything. Well, when someone comes into Havre de Grace for the first time and they're walking to our store, we're really excited to share with them that we're one of the few places that carry original film costumes. We carry over 48 on display throughout our store. We try to make it a variety so that you'll come in and see something that you love. So right now we have costumes from Last Samurai, behind us The Immortals, a little further down Last Airbender. But some of our biggies are like Hunger Games, Beautiful Creatures, Last Airbender. But September, that's the big one. September's coming, the movie Respect with Aretha Franklin's biopic starring Jennifer Hudson. We've got all the beautiful dresses coming on display. It should be quite amazing. 30 years ago, we came to Havre de Grace looking for a place to open a photography studio. Fell in love with it. It reminded me so much from home. We grew up pretty much in Colorado as a kid, and as doing so, when we walked into Havre de Grace, it was like, wow, this is just like what we grew up in. It was a beautiful town made up of wonderful people, and it was exciting. So first thing we did is we stopped by a local shop, Amanda's Florist, and we said, hey, can you tell me where we are? She said, what are you looking for? I said, we're looking for a place to open our business. We're really excited about the town. And she was great. She helped us. She guided us towards Eli Silverstein, who owned Joseph's at the time. And he gave us some insights and turned into all this wonderful thing. We've been here 30 years, love the people. People come to town and say, what do you think about Havre de Grace? And I go, it's the place to live. It has everything. It has wonderful food. It has retail, it has exciting shops, of course we're one of those, and then it also has this wonderful walkability. Everything is accessible, the trails, the downtown area, the parks, and then there's events going on all the time. You know, one of the big things is that we talk about, you find a nice home sometimes, but anytime you want to do anything, you got to get in a car and drive somewhere. Havre de Grace, you come home and you're home, and then you don't have to go anywhere else. Everything's accessible. No more cars. You're just there. You're just having a great time. You want to go downtown to have dinner. You got Cajun over here. You got burgers over there. You got waterfront over here. You got everything. I mean, what more can you ask for? That we started collecting about 20 years ago, but we started displaying about 7 years ago. And once we did, we started with one of these cases right here. We brought in a costume from a movie called The Running Man with Arnold Schwarzenegger. It started to draw people from all over. It was so exciting. But we experienced something that we'd never seen before. People would come through the door and they would say, you have movie costumes? And we go, yeah, all through here, we have 48 on display. And they would run out the door, and I would go, oh my God, what did I do? And suddenly they come back in with their whole family to go, you've got to see this place. It's amazing. Next step, every exhibit that we do, roughly about every 3 months, we tried to grow it. We tried to build it. We wanted to make it better and better. And one of those ways of doing it was to really step out this time. I am a big fan of Jennifer Hudson, but I'm a big fan of Aretha Franklin. And the movie Respect to me was amazing. It taught me so much about history and beautiful costume design and just the elegance of it all. And my way of showing respect for that was to purchase a very large group of costumes from the second auction, which held all of Jennifer Hudson's dresses. So we purchased roughly 21 pieces to come out on exhibit. It'll be the best exhibit we've ever done. We're pushing for mid to late September, and we'd love to find input from Jennifer Hudson and the costume designer if we could, and we're thrilled at having them. And as alluded to, we spent a lot of money this time. Not that money is important, but it's an expression of how much love. This is probably one of the biggest exhibits we'll ever do at this point. One of the things that we always like to talk about is an amazing ability of the costume designer. Clint Ramos is the key man on this, and you can watch a lot of information information on him on Google, and you can see how well he did on this. He designed a massive amount of works. I don't remember the exact number, but I think they ended up using 55 of the designs to show the different time periods. Well, I think that sometimes people ask me, what's your favorite piece? I think that sometimes that's more about what kind of excitement you get for everything. My book over there from the 1500s is exciting to me because it gives me a chance to share with people the age, the time period, everything else like that. I think probably people would find I glow the most talking about movie costumes. This piece is one of the pieces that started us. It was the Last Samurai movie, so that really was kind of like a child to me. But I've gone through some that I wish I had kept. I've gone through some that I wish I could get. And I've always got my fingers crossed that something that I missed the first time around might come back in. I was asked a question on what I would like to talk about as far as the store that would be something we haven't touched on. And I would say what I'd like to do is ask for help. We get a chance every once in a while to get magnificent pieces and costumes and stuff. But what I'd really love to see is I'd love to have the people who work with all this, the people that do the costume designs, the actors, anything else, to maybe take a step out of their comfort zone, and if they could stop by, talk to me, email me, FaceTime me, just so that I could get more insight to the beauty that we try to express and share with our customers. I really believe that when you get done with the project, it stays with you. And sometimes when you experience a great movie or a great film and it reaches inside your soul, last minute, of course, we also talk about some of the experiences that we run into with locals and so forth like that. You know, so often some of our regulars are the people who, in their own light, are famous. Martise Huff made it big. He's a stylist now. He filmed here a few months back with a movie show called Slay. It brought a lot of attention. It was a lot of wonderful people, and it was very exciting to shoot in the store. But I also look at Larry from 4 p.m., you know, a great group that made it big in the 90s and made it to number 8 on the charts. You have to look at that kind of stuff and be really excited about all that wonderful things. And when you see that local aspect, you know, it makes you realize how lucky you are to live in a wonderful town in this, and that sometimes those famous people that do great things are surrounding you all the time.